端の製造技術を使うと、待てよ、あれ？これってクライスラー？
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Service to aisle 3, please. Service to aisle 3.
Children, I am your father.
We all have a Disney side, and the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 50 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, gusty winds diminishing during the afternoon. High 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week we sit down with Dr. Ashton Robinson Cook, America's newest tornado expert. Black History Month on the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
10 past the hour. What do you say we say good morning, Washington?
Let's do it. Good morning, Washington.
How are you this morning? We're fine.
Won't you be my neighbor?
That's right. 15 degrees right now, but we're going to be looking at wind chills from 0 to 10 below. You're under a wind chill advisory right through Friday morning.
Now, here's something to think about. Washington, D.C. residents consume more wine per person than any other state in the union, almost 26 liters, which is almost 7 gallons a year. And with that, yesterday I saw a lot of people posting on Twitter and Instagram. It was hashtag National Drink Wine Day. They were all posting pictures of empty glasses.
7 gallons a year.
Yeah.
That's really just a couple of days for Kathy Lee and Hoda. Anyway, you look at the hourly temperatures. Right now, it's 18 in New York, 0 Buffalo, 15 in Washington.
Yes, and this record-breaking cold is going to stick around through the afternoon and into the day tomorrow. Our highs will be 20 to 30 degrees below average. And look at tomorrow morning.
Boom.
That is the day. This is what it's going to say on the thermometer. We could break records in New York, at least back to 1950. I know that.
That's right. Washington, D.C. probably set a record set back in 1896. That's amazing.
Not only break it, smash it, by the way, by 5 degrees.
Well, let's get back to Boston. Our friends there with trains and buses may not be running at full speed for at least several weeks. Drivers, maintenance crews, managers working hard in the ice and snow to try to get things back to normal.
But the delays are taking a serious toll on people who desperately need a ride. Here's the Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff.
If you can find a running train or bus in Boston right now, good luck trying to get on. You'll be waiting for the next one with these stranded students.
Today I was trying to go to class and it took me about like an hour and 45 minutes just to get to class.
And it normally takes you?
It normally takes me like 25 minutes.
Or you'll be slowly navigating substandard subway service like new grandmother Karen Ong, desperately trying to meet her daughter's baby girl.
A lot of snow.
Did it take a long time to get here?
Yeah.
More than it normally takes?
Yeah, more than normally take, yes.
Or worse yet, stranded at home, skipping a doctor's appointment.
My clinic was empty. I had no patients this afternoon.
With limited trains running, this is what every single car looks like, packed in like sardines. That's why you could wait for hours to get on one, and then the next one still looks the same.
They are decades old. They're not up to date.
Consumer advocates say this problem has been a long time coming. The snow has just pushed this aging system to the breaking point.
We're now seeing the system at its most vulnerable, shutting down and affecting millions of people.
And it's just actually faster to walk from here to there.
Get what you need or what you want.
Transit officials believe fixing these problems, really fixing them, means costly modernization.
Give them the resources that they need, and that means that there has to be significant investment.
Because weather like this may seem extraordinary, but it may be the new normal, and we have to be prepared for it.
In the meantime, commuters like little Maria Reyes' dad.
This morning he went to work at 10 o'clock, and he's supposed to be there at like 7.
For them, and many families living right on the edge of poverty, a few hours stuck in a mess like this
train is being taken out of service.
It could actually mean less food on the table tomorrow.
He didn't work yesterday.
Okay. Oh, he didn't work at all?
No.
So he doesn't get paid?
No.
In Boston, Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
For many, the subway line really is a lifeline. The MBTA has announced a plan to restore service along the train and trolley lines that have been impacted by the unending snowstorms. They expect to have full service restored, weather permitting, by next Friday, February 26th.
All right, speaking of that weather, we actually are going to see some rain and potentially some ice in Boston in the coming days, so let's get to it. Things will be quiet today. The big story, the temperatures. Look at Miami, 59 chilly degrees. We have a wind chill advisory in effect for tomorrow morning. And then as we head into tomorrow, we see our next system starting to come together. Temperatures moderate a bit with this system behind it, though. It gets cold again. There it is on Saturday. Rain, potentially some storms in the south. As we look into our Sunday, look at Boston, 38, New York, 45. So therefore, we're talking about rain, maybe ice on top of the snow, which isn't good, but hopefully you'll get some rain to melt it. Colder air behind it. Look at the south. More storms are on Monday, but that system is not going to work its way all the way up the coast, though it could bring some frozen stuff again to the south, Roker. And then on Wednesday...
Well, at least it's moved a couple of days. It's not on Monday. We like that. Another long track, messy winter storm on the way, extending from the Rockies all the way to the East Coast.
Yes, and this one's packing everything from freezing rain to severe thunderstorms. We're going to break down the details of the storm I just showed you in the 7-day forecast coming up.
You can't predict the market, but at T. Rowe Price, we've helped guide our clients through good times and bad. Our experienced investment professionals are one reason over 85% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So in a variety of markets, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Let's go Emerald Coasting. Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Okaloosa Island. The heart of Florida's Emerald Coast. Come get a little sand in your soul.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need or can't afford? Now you can sell your policy for an immediate payment.
We bought life insurance when our kids were young to protect their future.
Our youngest just turned 40, and we no longer needed the coverage.
That got us to thinking about letting our policy go. So I did some research and called Coventry Direct. I learned that you could sell all or part of a life insurance policy, even a term life policy. Turns out, people have been selling policies like ours for the past 15 years. Who knew? We sold our policy. Now we have money to help with the medical bills.
And to add to our retirement.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may be a candidate to sell your policy. Call 1-800-478-2700 or visit CoventryDirect.com for a free information packet. 1-800-478-2700. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
It was hard to believe.
What if you could grab the sun and pass its energy on to others to keep them moving forward? It's what we do at FPL. Our solar energy centers grab the sun, turn it into electricity, and we pass it on to you. It's just one of the ways we're changing Florida's energy today to help create a better tomorrow for all of us. At FPL, we're changing the current.
I'm a proud mother and wife, but I nearly lost everything as addiction took hold of our lives. I beat my addiction with the help of American Addiction Centers.
I've also beat my addiction and devoted my whole life to building a place where anyone struggling can beat their addiction too.
I beat my addiction.
I beat my addiction.
I beat my addiction. If you're suffering, call now and speak with a treatment consultant. Stop dreaming about the life you want. Live it. Call now.
Just $14.99. Call or log on now. This special doggy deal is not available in stores.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 49 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, gusty winds diminishing during the afternoon. High 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 20 minutes past the hour, transportation worker coming dangerously close to getting hit by a truck sliding out of control on the ice. This is Knoxville. Worker was helping at the scene of an accident. Wow. Man, truck comes barreling across the median.
Here it is again. We're going to highlight it for you so you can focus in on the middle of your screen. Oh my gosh, everyone's okay. Police say this is a reminder of how dangerous it is driving on the icy roads. But I gotta tell you, even when you're going slow sometimes, there's just nothing you can do.
All right, well, it's time now for our birthday edition of the Winter Weather Update.
Happy birthday, Niz.
Yeah, I wish I could be bringing everybody gifts of really nice warm weather and breaking into spring, but unfortunately we can't. We're dealing with this winter system moving through New England and yet another very messy system for the U.S. as we get into the weekend here, the eastern U.S. Let's take a look at what we've got right now. We've been talking about this, the snow that was going to go through Maine as we went through the early part of the day today, and indeed we're seeing that on the radar right now. The good news is moving along very rapidly here, but it's really interesting here. You can see where the winds literally are coming together here to produce an area of uplift here in the atmosphere, and that is what is producing this heavy band of snow. Snowfall rates 1 to 2 inches an hour here, but the whole system is just going to swing through Maine very quickly this morning. Portland just about done with the heavier snow. It'll go through Bangor as we get through the later part of the morning, and then just some scattered snow shower activity in behind that. So before this is all done later today, another 5 to 8 inches in far northern Maine here. Portland, you're just about done with your snow. Take a look at Portland's forecast for the rest of the day. Pretty much a snow shower set up here with temperatures running a little below the freezing mark. They'll drop off very rapidly tonight. One place that has had just way too much snow, Eastport, Maine. Now take a look at this. In the last 23 days here, we've totaled up the snowfall there. They literally have picked up, guys, 109 inches of snow in less than 1 month there. They've got a snowpack of over 5 feet on the ground there right now. Most of their snowpack will stay, but across the Tennessee Valley where we had some snow and some ice, that's going to be eroded very rapidly as we go into the weekend here. This next system actually pushes the Arctic air far north into New England. Warm, moist air comes right up along this boundary. We'll end up with a wintry mix in here, changing over to rain in the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. Take a look at Little Rock and Nashville. Freezing rain and snow for tomorrow. As we go into the next day, into Saturday, this is an all-rain event with thunderstorms back here as that warm air works its way in and pushes cold air out of the way. The cold air stays in force here over a fresh snowpack, and I think we'll stay all snow here, but the wintry mix could make it up as far north as New York and into Boston. So we're going to have to watch this very carefully. Take a look at the swing in the weather here from a high of 18 to 47 degrees in Nashville as we get into the weekend here. And in Boston, yeah, we actually have the potential for a mix of rain and snow as we get into Sunday. So stay tuned. Still have to work out the details of this, guys.
Tom, I hope it is a slow warming in Boston. Otherwise, we're going to have some significant flooding issues there. Let's take you down into Dallas. The fourth most populous metro area in the U.S., the city of Dallas maintains and operates more than 400 parks and is home to the first and largest zoo in the state of Texas, which opened back in 1888. That's what it boasts on their website. So, Dallas, are you going to be to get out and enjoy the parks and enjoy the zoo, or is it going to be too cold? Well, we are going to see some warmer temperatures this weekend. That's what Tom was talking about. So let's focus in on that. We are going to have more of a southerly flow here, and so that warm air is going to be coming into places like Dallas. So you are going to be able to get out there and enjoy it, but you might have to dodge a few raindrops. This is our storm system that is going to be progressing eastbound on the southern edge of it. It's going to bring the chance for some thunderstorms. Is it going to be a huge, outbreak of severe weather? No. But we do have that chance for some scattered storms. Saturday, Dallas to Houston, and then it all rides along that I-10 and I-20 corridor. Saturday night, moving slowly eastbound, and then on Sunday, it's going to progress even deeper into the south here. So the Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee, it's going to be rain, not snow and ice for you. Let's have a quick look at Dallas, and there we go. Saturday is the day, Roker. Yeah, but behind that front, cold air again, which we're going to focus in on a little bit later.
All right, well, you're waking up to dangerously cold temperatures in Nashville, Tennessee. Wind chills that are really rough. We'll have details coming up.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Get 5 quarts of Castrol conventional oil and a Purelator Classic filter for just $19.21. Or let the boys do it for you for the same price. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way. Nice.
Now get 10% off major appliances, $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It's a cashback win-win. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
Rates for great rides. Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, buy one pair and get another free. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week we sit down with Dr. Ashton Robinson Cook, America's newest tornado expert. Black History Month on the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 49 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, gusty winds diminishing during the afternoon. High 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
Good morning, 29 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about this morning, from the Siberian cold impacting 24 states across the east. There's, 121 million people under some sort of cold weather advisory. And then we are in second place when it comes to snow in Boston.
But may see some rain out of that this weekend on top of that snow. And for folks with roofs that are packed with snow, that's bad news.
That it is. So let's get to your top three.
All right, here we go. The top 3 things you need to know about. Of course, we've been talking about it, and now it's here. Record-breaking cold, and it's just going to expand out into tomorrow. Look at this right now, 18 below. These are air temperatures in Marquette, 7 in Nashville, 16 Raleigh, Buffalo 0. Here in New York, it's 18 degrees. Got more snow for New England. It's coming to an end, but our friends in Maine getting some more snow from Portland on up into Bangor. And we've got another winter storm. This one is very complex. A lot of heavy rain to the south, an icy mix from Kansas all the way into the mid-Atlantic states, and snow to the north of that.
And by the way, behind this, we could actually see more snow and wintry stuff in the south. So let's talk about what we've seen so far and how all these schools are closing because it's so cold from Chicago to the south.
That's right. Let's go to Nashville right now. We've got Maria LaRosa there. Temperatures steadily falling. Maria, you've camped out there. You've seen all the ice and everything, and you're developing a southern accent. So that's pretty cool.
It's cold, y'all. It really is cold. We are 20 degrees colder than we were yesterday, and we're in front of the Nashville Symphony, and you can see the beautiful fountain here, which is really starting to get encased in ice, but it's a beautiful metaphor for the city of Nashville. They are still flowing, but they are greatly slowed by all the ice.
A state of emergency in Tennessee this morning as near-record temperatures grip the state.
We're not used to it, so it kind of cripples the place.
The Tennessee Office of Emergency Management says the winter weather has killed 6 people this week, 2 from hypothermia, 4 from crashes. The slick roads a major danger on I-40, where this out-of-control truck narrowly missed a Department of Transportation worker near Knoxville. He was helping clear the scene of another accident when the pickup slid out of control and barreled across the median.
For the last 60 hours, it's been chaotic. We're the largest wrecker service in Nashville, and we've been pushed to our limits.
Wrecker crews are working around the clock, only breaking for naps. The slide-offs too numerous to count. In Chattanooga, linemen can't get their trucks to sundown power lines because the roads are too slick. In the Music City, there isn't any music coming from the Swinging Door Saloon on Broadway. The band that usually performs live can't make it into the city. Customers and vendors are staying away too.
Beer and liquor can't get here till probably Friday.
Really?
So I'm just selling out of what we have. I've seen ICE, come and go, and our city shuts down.
And they cannot count on a thaw today. Highs only into the teens. Last check, we were sitting at 7 degrees at the airport. That's 2 degrees off of the record, which is 5, set back in 1958. But that wind chill right now is 2 below zero. And Alan, Steph, we have those dew points down below zero as well. The air is incredibly dry. We have that wind chill advisory in effect until noon. But as you've been pointing out, already a winter storm watch in effect for Nashville, with that next system bringing the snow, even some freezing rain once again to the Music City. Back to you.
I mean, that's the sad part, Maria. You can't even escape to the south to get away from the cold, right? So let's have a look at our temperatures and where they are close to the record or record-breaking. Paducah, we have broken a record that is 36 years old. It was 1 back in 1978. Right now, it's -1. We're tied it in Greensboro. Here in Nashville, we're only 2 degrees away from tying a record from 1903. And look at this, in Atlanta, Georgia, we're still quite a ways from tying our record. I don't think we're going to quite get there. Now, the coldest air is just before sunrise. That's when you've had enough time to radiate all of that heat. So it's right before sunrise when you get that coldest temperature. So we could still see a little drop here in a couple degrees in some of these locations. Our highs anywhere from 20 to 35 degrees below average in Nashville. Look at even Tampa, 50 degrees. That's your high. Not what you're walking out to this morning, your high temperature. So tomorrow morning, that's when we have the very frigid air. By the way, all the way down into Miami, where we have wind chill advisories in effect for tomorrow morning. Yes, in Miami. Something's just wrong about that. Let's have a look at Atlanta. And the highs are in the blues and the purple. These are our low temperatures. So we will thankfully see a rebound. But today into tomorrow is when we will see the worst of the weather. And that's a story out not only in the south, but the northeast and Midwest too.
Absolutely. Boston, of course, you're not escaping the brutal cold today. Your high about 26 degrees. That's 13 degrees below average. Tomorrow, though, that's when we're really going to feel it. Overnight lows, just 4 degrees. And, of course, snow is the big story we've been talking about. Look at this. Okay, we are now number 2 in the all-time snowiest season. Still have a ways to go, just about 10 inches, a little under 10 inches to get to number 1. But all in all, it is going to be an interesting next few days as far as snowfall is concerned. As we look at what's going on in between Portland and Bangor, we expect to see, again, a little more snow as the day wears on, maybe another 4 to 6, 8 inches as you get into northern Maine, and a little bit less as we work closer to the coast.
Okay, so snow really hasn't been an issue in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I've got to say, it's just the cold air. And right now is a time of year when your knuckles start to get all chapped and it's a reality of it, Roker, but hour by hour, that cold air is staying in place here into the Midwest, and we will see a little bit of snow into Cleveland, but again, it's the wind that's going to really smack us in the face and take those temperatures down as we take you into the south, all the way down to Miami. I just think it's fun to look at Miami sitting into the 40s and 50s. Everyone is going to be freezing down there, layering on all the tank tops that they probably own because it's pretty much all you own in the
Food
south.
and Wine Festival. Wine and Food Festival coming up starting Thursday, Friday. I'm doing the Burger Bash. Friday morning, it's going to be like 38 degrees.
Wind chill advisories Friday morning in Miami. And then, of course, in the Northeast, I was just showing you all the snow and then the cold temperatures, but it's really tomorrow morning when we feel it the worst here.
That's right. Well, we see it every time a major storm rolls through. Thousands of power outages all across the country.
And it only takes one wrong move to make a bad situation worse. We're going to show you how to stay safe and warm the next time the power goes out.
Take a look live. Buffalo right now, 5 degrees. So whatever did melt on the streets is just frozen in place. We've got the details on some record-setting cold as Wake Up with Al continues.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You gotta do it like this.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim. State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way.
Nice.
Now get 10% off major appliances $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. Now available over the counter in full prescription strength. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. The leading allergy pill only controls 1. Flonase controls 6. And 6 is greater than 1. Flonase, the 24-hour relief that outperforms the #1 allergy pill. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
By 1914, the Dodge brothers quit the Ford Motor Company and set out on their own. They believed in more than the assembly line. They believed driving was a holy endeavor. 100 years later, the Dodge brothers' spirit lives on.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Home, Dad.
Thanks, buddy.
Does he know what he's doing?
He knows what he's doing.
Ready, Star Command. Prepare for launch.
This should be good.
To infinity!
We all have a Disney side.
Everyone in the car, let's go get them.
And the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 48 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 40 minutes past the hour. Good morning, Chicago. Another cold one. Lows last night hitting near record temperatures. Today, going to get up to around 5. Warming up all the way to 21 tomorrow.
Which is still below average, by the way. Let's talk about our coldest Februarys because we are talking about February freeze here in Chicago. 14.9 is the average. That's the second coldest February since 1872. It's not only Chicago. A lot of cities are like this around the country.
Absolutely. And in fact, during you look at right now, you can see it's 33 below in International Falls, which is right next to Frostbite Falls. 10 below in Traverse City as the day wears on. You'll approach 0, which will be nice.
Yes, it will be. Unfortunately, we are going to see several shots of cold air. I was looking over the next several days, and it just seems like shot of cold air, a little bit of warm up. Shot of cold air, a little bit of warm up. Pete and repeat were on a boat. Pete jumped off. Who was left?
Pete.
Repeat. Pete jumped off.
I couldn't remember. Okay, during extreme cold events like this one we're seeing this week, falling trees, falling temperatures contribute to massive power outages. If you lose power, how do you keep warm?
Even falling snow. We just saw that 2 people got injured from falling snow. These tips from Nationwide could help make a huge difference because one mistake could harm your family in a matter of seconds. Alex Wilson and winter weather expert Tom Nizzle have more.
Our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle is a Buffalo native and knows about some of the dangerous mistakes people make when the power goes out.
Yeah, and these portable power generators are great in these situations, but probably the single biggest mistake that people make are running these in enclosed areas, certainly inside a house. You don't want to be there. In a breezeway, even in a garage like this with open doors, the fumes will still accumulate and they can overtake you in a matter of seconds.
Now, you just corrected another big mistake people make.
Oh, absolutely. These are propane heaters, and this type of heater this is actually a construction heater. This is an unvented heater. It's made for using outdoors. You cannot use this type of heater indoors because it's not vented. These fumes would build up in a matter of seconds, and then it's all over.
This is also a gas stove. What's the difference?
Well, these burn more efficiently than what we see with propane heaters. They're meant for short-term use only, not to heat a home overnight because they do give off fumes.
And if you want to use your generator to run an electric heater like this, you can.
Yes, but the generator has to be rated to run a unit like this because this draws a lot of electricity. You want it on a non-combustible surface because they generate a tremendous amount of heat. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to fire at this and get a temperature well over 300 degrees right now. So if you get any combustible objects near this, they can catch on fire. And the older units without safety switches, if they tip over, they can also cause a fire very quickly. If the power's out and you don't have a heat source, here's some common sense things you can do. You can keep out the cold air from cracks in doors and windows by stuffing a towel underneath them. Dress in layered clothing, and if you want to make it fun, bring out the sleeping bags and even the tent. The tent will actually keep the heat in for the kids. It's going to be a fun way to pass the time when the power is out.
Because you can never really be too careful when it comes to keeping the family safe and warm. Make sure you prepare ahead of time, have a plan in place in case you lose power this winter. All right, Steph, what's the next 7 days?
Those are going to be some useful tips over the next 7 days because we see cold shot after cold shot after cold shot of air. So here we go today. Look at Miami, 59 degrees. It's going to be a chilly start. Atlanta, only 29. Of course, the heat is still in the west here. Where you have the dramatic cold, you have to balance that with dramatic heat, and we've been seeing it. LA, 67. Our next weather system coming together, bringing ice and snow to the south. More again for places like Nashville and surrounding areas. Saturday, it goes up the East Coast, but look at our temperatures in the Northeast. We are going to get some of that warmer air. So places like Boston, it looks like perhaps rain, maybe a little bit of ice with you. New York, 45 degrees. I mean, you're going to see people, I guarantee you, out in shorts and T-shirts with 45. Next system is developing again in the south. More of that frozen stuff in the south for our Monday, also into our Tuesday forecast. It gets into the Carolinas, and then as we head into our Wednesday, a little clipper system going through the Northeast. But listen, we need less than 10 inches of snow in Boston to be the snowiest season on record. And if we're, I mean, after all this, we have to break that. Yeah, we have to.
Because we've put up.
That's going to be more devastating than having to deal with this, I feel like.
Well, especially for Bostonians. For us, we're just, rooting for them. Anyway, you might as well expect one every weekend at this point, although we may break that finally. Another winter storm on the way.
Yes, to the Northeast, severe weather threat to the south. We're going to show you the timing for when the storms could hit your area. That's coming up after your local on the 8th.
Looking live in Indianapolis where it is 2 below. I thought that was Alabama.
Yeah, I was like, that's the wrong state, isn't it?
This program brought to you by Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, neighbor. Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, buy one pair and get another free. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
19 years ago, we thought, wow, how is there no way to tell the good from the bad? So we gave people the power of the review. And now Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. You can easily buy and schedule services from top-rated providers. Conveniently stay up to date on progress and effortlessly turn your photos into finished projects with our Angie's List app. Visit Angie'sList.com today.
I love my Meta Health bars because when nutritious tastes this delicious, I don't miss the other stuff.
Meta Health bars help promote heart health. Experience the Meta effect with our multi-health wellness line.
So we've got like 6.
I am the luckiest woman in the world because I was one of the first people to sail on Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's beautiful Grand Celebration, the newest cruise to the Bahamas and by far the best cruise ship to ever sail from the port of Palm Beach. With 2 nights on the ship, great food, lots of pampering, a spectacular day in the Bahamas, and prices from just $149, you can get lucky too by calling 800-814-7100 today. I had so much fun that the next time I take a 2-night cruise, I'm going to add a 2-night stay in the Bahamas at a beautiful resort with soft white sand beaches and crystal clear water. This 4-night Bahamas cruise and resort stay package is the best vacation value anywhere. So what are you waiting for? Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100. And let the fun begin.
The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 48 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, it's 49 minutes past the hour. As you look at the Portland airport, look at all that snow.
Jeez.
Look at this. I mean,
that looks like sand right there.
I know, that's crazy.
50 inches in 4 weeks. The city's massive snow dump is getting so high, it's close to interfering with planes taking off and landing.
Wow.
What? How could that be?
The FAA says they will not allow these piles to go any higher. So for the first time, Portland will be dumping snow at a new, different site. And they're getting snow this morning.
Yeah.
End of the day, they could see another 3 to 5 inches.
I wonder if it blocks their view of the runway because the piles are so high, or what it is.
There's probably a certain minimum clearance they need to have.
Yeah, like you know how cars can't see around the corner? I wonder if planes can't see over the piles to where they need to land.
I've never heard of it. Tom Nizzle, birthday boy. Have you ever heard anything like that?
I've seen it in Buffalo, and I'm certain there probably are some FAA requirements for the height of those snow piles. So, but that is surreal to see that kind of equipment moving snow. I mean, I'd see sand and dirt move like that, but never snowfall like that. So, and I'll tell you what, guys, it's extremely cold across parts of the U.S. right now. One way that we can look at the temperatures if we don't have observations there is actually using remote sensing equipment from our weather satellites. We have an infrared temperature sensor on the satellite, and right now we're looking at an image here of the U.S. and Canada, and take a look at this area right in here. There are no clouds there. These are clear skies. The temperature is minus 36 right here in northern Minnesota right now, and I would not be surprised to see temperatures well into the minus 40s on the west side of Hudson Bay here. So it's just an amazing image here. That's our technology that we use from our weather satellites. So take a look. That is the temperatures. That's the cold air locked in across the United States, and we're going to take a look at the snow snow cover as well. All of this snow cover from Octavia here, guess what, guys? That's all going to be leaving real soon. One of the reasons is a change in the jet stream pattern as we get into the weekend. Instead of coming out of the northwest, as we go through the weekend, we get this next area of energy that drops down into this part of the U.S., and it buckles the jet stream to take more of a west-southwesterly path here. And as it does so, we're going to replace the bitterly cold air across the Tennessee and Ohio valleys into the mid-Atlantic with a warm, moist flow of air. And you can see how that progresses as we go Saturday into Sunday. And at that dividing line between the cold and the warm, moist air is where we develop our precipitation. We start out with wintry precipitation across the Tennessee Valley. It changes into rain, and then that rain-snow line will work its way up into the northeast as we get into the Saturday-Sunday time frame. When I come back, we'll discuss that a little bit more. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. We got a stormy weekend, not one, but 2 winter storms to talk about.
Oh, yeah, plus rain. We're going to let you know what your weekend looks like after your local on the 8th.
Before 3, 2, 1, we built a gateway to the cosmos, following the steps of heroes on the Kennedy Space Center bus tour, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Fact. Fast-acting Advil is designed with an ultra-thin coating and fast-absorbing Advil Ion Core technology, stopping headaches and other tough pain fast. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
With pain relief, we're all at the corner of relief is good and fast relief is better. Good thing Walgreens gets you in and out in no time, so you can find relief fast with solutions like Advil. At the corner of happy and healthy.
To stay one step ahead of winter, it takes the latest state-of-the-art technology. The ultimate protection for any car, truck, or SUV is WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your vehicle, front, back, even up the sides. Simply go to WeatherTech.com and order your ultimate vehicle protection today. Or call 1-800-CarMats. This winter calls for WeatherTech.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Theraflu medicine breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. It has the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion.
Okay, guys, it's getting late. You gotta hit the road.
Millions of people count on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, guys. Let's get the live shot set up.
That's why the Weather Channel counts on Theraflu products. Theraflu, serious power.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy. I know this guy, Coloito, and this guy who knows a guy.
Hey, guy.
I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. I've known some guys for decades. And son, nice to meet you. Let's deal. My competitors may know a guy, but I know over 60,000 guys. And gals.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com. Before space stations, before moonwalks, we lit that candle and shot to the stars. Walk among our most powerful creations at the Rocket Garden, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Atlantic beats Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Louisville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
55 minutes past the hour. Huge amounts of snow left by multiple storms, causing a lot of problems here in the Northeast. Literally an avalanche of snow falling from an ice skating rink's rooftop yesterday buried 5 people in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Man.
We had a group of 5 that were walking pretty close together, and a section of snow came off the roof and landed on top of them. One person was completely buried, and he was dug out by very conscientious neighbors, other people that were trapped in the snow, the police and the fire department.
The group included 3 men and 2 women. 2 of the men were taken to the hospital. One, listen to this, had neck pain and shoulder pain. The others were taken as a precaution.
That's right. Authorities determine the roof is structurally sound. Still a large amount of snow there needs to come off. And as we've shown in Mark Elliott's piece, no, not Mark. Is it Mark Elliott? Yeah, that's Mark Elliott. You know, there's, I mean, literally a ton of snow can be on those roofs.
Yes, we're talking pianos in weight, as heavy as pianos. So let's have a look at our weekend forecast. And Chicago, by the way, Chicago City schools are closed today, right? Because of all of the cold that we have. We're going to see a warm up here to about average. Chicago, 33 degrees. That's closer to where we should be this time of year. But then Sunday, more cold air. So we're going to see this warm up and then cool off, warm up and then cool off in all the regions, by the way. So in the south, very cold today, but with our next system, you get a southerly flow ahead of a front, so you have warmer temperatures. So Memphis, you're going to be in the 60s, New Orleans in the 70s. On Sunday, it's going to be raining, but at least it's going to be on the warmer side, though don't get used to it because colder air is coming in behind it and there's a chance for frozen precipitation. Into the northeast, we do have some snow and again, milder temperatures. Hey, the 20s and the 30s, that's huge. That's massive. As we head into our Sunday, though, we will see even warmer air. Again, southerly flow ahead of our system, but that does mean that we could see some of that frozen stuff. We're talking ice and sleet in that pink. And in the south central region, again, warmer temperatures, so it's going to be a little bit on the rainy side for the most part until you get up towards Kansas. That's where we see that snow and sleet. And then on Sunday, you see some of that cooler air getting down into places like Oklahoma City, even Dallas, 45. That's going to be a difference.
Well, Boston made it. Light snow yesterday, enough to put the season in as the second snowiest on record.
Still a lot more winter left to go, and we need less than 10 inches to break that record season.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 48 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, dangerous cold gripping the east. More than 120 million people under a cold alert as temperatures plunge up to 40 degrees below average. Find out how long before you're going to need and get some relief from the biggest cold outbreak of the season.
Plus, a messy weekend ahead as we track our next storm that'll bring a little bit of everything. We're talking rain, thunderstorms, snow, and ice. We'll break down the timing and the impacts from the plains to the south to New England to the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic. Ay, please stop already.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Top of the morning, top of the hour. It's Thursday, February 19th, 2015. Welcome to the Power Hour of Wake Up with Al.
Okay, so we have record-breaking cold temperatures today. That's going to linger into tomorrow. By the way, there is a wind chill advisory all the way down to Miami, Florida for tomorrow morning.
And we're talking some records that have been standing since they invented the automobile. So this is old record stuff. Let's show you your top 3, everything you need to know as you head out the door. So, of course, number 1, this record-breaking cold we're talking about, and we're just getting warmed up, if you will. 18 below in Marquette, 17 Atlanta, 31 in Jackson, and 15 in Raleigh. And there's still some more snow for our friends in New England. Between Portland and Bangor, they could see another 3 to 5 inches before it's all over today. And we've got yet another winter storm to talk about. This one very complex. Heavy rain to the south, a wintry mix stretching from Kansas all the way to the Delmarva Peninsula, and snow to the north of that.
And then behind this, by the way, we're going to see more winter weather in the south for places like Nashville. Nashville this morning is dry, but they're under a wind chill advisories. Temperatures as low as 15 degrees below zero.
That's right. Maria LaRosa has camped out there, and it just looks cold, Maria, and these folks are not prepped for that. And it's a real problem for as far as people getting supplies and cabin fever.
It really has been a strain on life. When you talk about a city like Nashville, where your average high is into the low 50s this time of year, we're not going to get out of the teens probably today, so it is brutal. A couple of numbers I want to point out to you. They have been now 5 days where they haven't seen temperatures above 32 degrees. That is significant. You mentioned the winter storm watch that has been posted. I'll get to that in a second, but they do have that wind chill advisory in effect until noon. That means those wind chills could be at times at 15 below zero. And that state of emergency still in effect when it was first issued Monday night at 9 o'clock, and they continue to have that in effect. The record low for today, 5. That was set back in 1958, so we're getting there. We're into the single digits right now with those temperatures below zero. But as you mentioned, the power crews, they were still out yesterday. The salting crews were still out yesterday. As far as power outage numbers, statewide, as of yesterday afternoon, we're around 40,000. That was down from a peak of 60,000. Happy to report that the city of Nashville, guys, faring a little bit better. NES saying only about 51 customers in the city without power right now. When you're talking about a brutal morning like that, that is 51 too many.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that, Maria. Thank you so much. Let's talk about a scary situation in Tennessee. Come to your television screen, because this is one of the closest calls you're going to see. Watch in the middle of your screen. Okay, you just saw that truck pop by. We're going to rewind this a couple times so you can see there's a guy standing in the road, the DOT guy. There it is highlighted. Watch that car. Oh, my gosh, the truck. I mean, it looks like it comes within inches of hitting that DOT guy. This was in Knoxville yesterday. The worker was helping at the scene of an accident, and the truck came barreling across the median. Everyone's okay. The police say that this is a reminder of, obviously how dangerous it can be driving on the icy roads. One more time for you there. Okay, let's talk about the cold, because we do have wind chill warnings and advisories, and these actually go all the way down into Miami for tomorrow morning. But these are our wind chill alerts for this morning. Tampa, 47 degrees. These are our current temperatures. Jackson, Mississippi, 24. New Orleans is at 40. Today, our highs, they're not much better. They're still 20 to 35 degrees below average. Even into Charleston will be cold. Tallahassee, the state capital, 48 degrees. Now, tomorrow morning, this is when we're going to have that cold, cold air. Again, all the way down into South Florida, Miami. Al's going to be live from the Food and Wine Festival there, and it's literally going to be freezing in Florida. And Roker, so many people are headed down south, and they're like, I'm on my winter break, and I'm coming down south, and I'm still literally freezing.
Yeah, my daughter Courtney is down in Orlando right now, and she's, Dad, everybody's walking around in winter coats. It's crazy stuff. Well, we've got snow right now between Portland and Bath. We're going to be watching this over the next several hours. Basically, as we widen out, you can see there's not a lot going on there. A few spits of snow showers around upstate New York and parts of northern New England. Put the maps into motion, and it all pushes away as the afternoon wears on. That's the good news. Snowfall amounts are going to be fairly light, although on top of what they've already got, it's almost like insult to injury. Could be up to a foot of snow in northern Maine, generally another 3 to 5 inches from Bangor across to northern New York State, and then about 1 to 3 everywhere
Okay,
else.
Speaking of Boston, we want to go live there. It is now the second snowiest Boston on record, less than 10 inches from breaking that snowiest season.
Also, the other big story, the cold, second coldest February on record. We've got Chris Warren standing by in Boston. Man, the city just can't get a break, Chris.
No, it certainly can't. However, the fact that you've had a couple of days without a major snowstorm means this snow is getting trucked out of town. And you're allowed now to come in and park. As of yesterday evening, that the parking ban, I should say, allows traffic coming in to park. The parking ban has been lifted, but that snow did come down yesterday and overnight. And 0.4 inches at the airport, which is over there. The beautiful sunrise about to happen here in Boston. But it looks like right here, just across the water from the airport, this was completely not dry, but it was clear yesterday. And this is a fair amount. I'd say it's a little bit closer to an inch of snow. Next, the cold. Tomorrow, wind chill advisory goes into effect really overnight tonight, guys. 3 in the morning until 10 o'clock. Wind chills could be like 18 below is what you're dealing with there tomorrow morning.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. More Wake Up with Al coming up.
Ring, ring. Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon and rich creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
I Sverige är vi kända för att köra världens säkraste bilar. Som ibland innebär ett svårt val. Som att köra en bil tillverkad i Amerika?
No. Introducing the new all-wheel drive Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
The world is filled with air. But for people with COPD, sometimes breathing air can be difficult. If you have COPD, ask your doctor about once daily Anoro Ellipta. It helps people with COPD breathe better for a full 24 hours. Anoro Ellipta is the first FDA-approved product containing 2 long-acting bronchodilators in 1 inhaler. Anoro is not for asthma. Anoro contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. It is not known if this risk is increased in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden COPD symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. Tell your doctor if you have glaucoma, prostate or bladder problems, or problems passing urine, as Anoro may make these problems worse. Call your doctor right away if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, swelling of your mouth or tongue, problems urinating, or eye problems, including vision changes or eye pain while taking Anoro. Nothing can reverse COPD. The world is filled with air, and Anoro is helping people with COPD breathe air better. Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
Sometimes at last doesn't happen at first.
Your dad just kissed my mom.
Turning 2 worlds into one takes love. Helping protect that world takes State Farm.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Coming up next.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 48 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
$3,000 years of history waiting to be discovered.
Body was found this morning.
Do we have any suspects yet?
It's my job to find out what happened. It's time.
Someone wants to find it or died trying.
Dig, Thursday, March 5th at 10 on USA.
Good morning, New York City. Got a cold, windy day. Wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour. Wind chills. Low is 17 below zero.
Highs barely made it into the mid-20s, well below the average of 40. And did you know, according to the University of Colorado, it takes nearly 75,000 trees to print a Sunday edition of the New York Times.
That doesn't seem right. I mean, as in, that's not good for the environment.
Yeah, not so much.
Wow. Oh, look at our current wind chills right now as we try to forget that disturbing fact. 4 above in New York City, 15 below in Buffalo. It feels like 17 below in Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, here's a look at our frostbite factor, and you have to be outside for quite a while in order to get that frostbite. So that's the good news, though it's still plenty cold. As we head into the evening hours, that changes. Overnight, it's going to get so cold that you could get frostbite, in a matter of 30 minutes or less in some locations.
All right, we want to head from New York City to go to western New York. Record-breaking cold, freezing parts of Niagara Falls in its track. If you're old enough, you remember the routine from the Three Stooges. Niagara Falls! Slowly we turn to Dylan Dreyer.
And everyone's talking about the falls freezing over. And Dylan, we just have to make sure everyone knows the falls have actually never frozen over. There's a picture back from the 1800s, people walking out on the ice, but that was an ice jam that actually happened then.
Yeah, and that was actually a very dangerous time, and you are not allowed to walk on the ice anymore. But it is impossible to freeze over Niagara Falls. There's just too much water, and it's moving way too fast, but it's the mist that freezes. Now, you can't show cold. It's very hard to show cold, but if you look at Niagara Falls, you'll see what cold looks like. And I know it's very dark right now, but if I look through here, wow, magically you can see what it looks like during the daytime. And yesterday we got some video of Niagara Falls, and to show you how this mist freezes into these gorgeous ice formations. Right now it's about 1 degree below zero. It's not a record for this area. The record for today's date is about 18 below. But tomorrow the record is only 5 below, and we should easily break that record. We're forecasting lows around -8 degrees, wind chills obviously even colder. You can hear the falls rushing behind me, and I can see the mist in the air, and I just cannot wait for the sun to come up to actually see this in person, because even though the whole thing isn't freezing over, it's such an amazing piece of nature to see parts of the falls freeze and create just natural ice formation. So it's going to be wild here, especially once we get the sun up at about 7:08 this morning, guys.
A lot of people honeymoon there in Niagara Falls, and one of my favorite winter experiences there, the ice froze, the grass froze, and so you walked, and it was just like this crunchy grass. It was really cool.
All right, Dylan Dreyer, thanks so much. Well, we've got a favorite saying here at the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there, and a photographer in Michigan has actually discovered something truly amazing.
Yes, but they aren't man-made, even though they're going to look like these sand sculptures were actually created by the wind. Joining us now is photographer Josh Nowicki. Josh, first off, where did you find these sand sculptures? I've never seen anything like this before.
Good morning. I found them at Silver Beach County Park in St. Joseph, Michigan.
Is this something that happens frequently that you're aware of?
No, I don't believe so. I saw them once about 2 years ago. They were much smaller. This is the first time this year, and I did not see any last year.
Josh, give us an idea. How tall are these little sculptures?
The largest ones were about 1 foot tall.
Do you know how long it takes for these to shape and then how long they last?
The high winds really kicked up on Valentine's Day. I was out in the evening on Valentine's Day, and that's when I noticed them.
Wow, and have you been back to look? Have they held up okay?
No, actually, when the sun came out on the day after Valentine's Day and the subsequent day, they kind of dried out and crumbled down. I was out last night and saw a few little ones. I'm hoping to go out a little bit later this morning and find some more.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are they near the water? How is the wind coming through that forms this? What's the geography like?
It's probably about 40 yards away from the edge of where the water would be. It's pretty frozen far out, and with the wind coming north along the lake, kind of sweeps along the beach and over the little sand dunes. It seems like they're right on the backsides of small sand dunes.
All right, Josh Nowicki. Well, thank you. If you go back out and you see some neat stuff, I hope you'll photograph it, and we'll check in with you and see what you got.
Thank you very much.
Okay, take care, Josh. Appreciate it.
All right, well, coming up next, it's easy to get a little down when you have all of the cold and the snow and the dark skies.
And too much sadness could mean you need some treatment. We're going to show you the difference between dreading the next storm and a legitimate medical condition called SAD. We'll take a look.
Hey, neighbor. Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag, as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's Biscuits. Make breakfast pop.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess? I want to ride the monorail.
Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And now you'll save up to 25% off a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service Confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. Now you can get the works. A multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more. $29.95 or less.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week we sit down with Dr. Ashton Robb.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Ugh.
Does your carpet ever feel rough and dirty? Don't avoid it. Resolve it. Our new formula with a special conditioning ingredient softens your carpet with every use. It's Resolve, so you know it cleans and freshens. But now it also softens. Resolve, a carpet that welcomes you. And try Resolve for amazing stain removal the first time.
4311 or go online at beactiverace.com. Call or click today.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Coming up next.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 47 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Almost 20 minutes past the hour, and today's weather and play, we're taking you to Sugarloaf Resort in Maine.
They have been loving this winter. Lots of snow and more of it. We could see accumulations up to 8 inches.
Could you have too much snow at a ski resort?
No, I'm telling you, I don't think any ski resort would ever tell you there's too much snow. Just too much snow to stop people from getting there. That's the problem.
Okay, there you go. I guess I don't know this for a fact, but I'm told fresh powder is going to make some excellent skiing.
That it is. A little cold there on Saturday, but on Sunday, really perfect weather and the falling light snow in the morning. It's going to be stellar ski conditions.
All right, time now for our winter weather update. Tom Nizzle, a big cross-country skier. Yeah. I would imagine you could have too much snow to get to your cross-country skiing.
He likes to slow it down for the ladies, you know?
Oh,
no, I slow down for the age. That's what I slow down for. There we go. Don't want any broken bones. And by the way, the skiing has absolutely been fantastic in the Northeast, so take advantage of that because winter weather is just fantastic if you can enjoy the outdoors. We do still have some winter weather going on in places like Maine, and you can see this area of snow that is working its way northeastward. Just talking to Jim Cantore, noted the Pinkham Notch had 11 inches of snow out of this. Really nice, fluffy snow. Again, perfect for skiing. But I'll tell you what, the Mainers have probably had too much up here. This is going to continue to work its way northeastward here over the next several hours. We'll watch the computer model. The computer model pushes it through Bangor, down through Eastport, Maine, and then off toward the Canadian Maritimes as we go into snow shower activity toward the latter part of the day. Another 5 to 8 inches in parts of northern Maine here, 3 to 5 right along the coastal areas. So this system is just about done here. Again, take your time if you're driving in those areas. Now, we've got the bitter cold set up across the eastern U.S., but watch what happens as the pattern changes here and we bring a big slug of warm, moist air across that cold air. And as it does so, it sets up this boundary here for a wintry mess of precipitation as we get into the weekend. Little Rock and Nashville starting out with freezing rain and snow, but as we get into Saturday, that warm air changes you to all rain, scours out the snowpack across that area. Snow will be confined up here to the Great Lakes into New England. Guys, when I come back, I want to talk about New York to Boston. You actually could be into a wintry mix as we get into the Sunday time frame. I'll send it back to you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks, Tom. Well, seasonal affective disorder, form of depression that follows a seasonal pattern. Symptoms appear as winter approaches. You might call it the winter blahs.
Yeah, that's true. Since we've had such a harsh winter, we wanted to bring in an expert to talk about this weather-related disorder. Dr. Jennifer Harstein is a psychologist joining us this morning to talk about it. Good morning.
Good morning.
First, let's talk, what is seasonal affective disorder?
So it's what you said. It's a type of depression that really starts as the winter days come in. So as days get shorter and there's more darkness, our mood changes and it really impacts how we feel, how we are in the world, and it remits when spring comes, so we start to feel better. So it really is that dark winter months that's affected.
So this is a biological reaction and then it causes psychological issues. How do you combat this?
So there's a couple ways to do it. One thing is we know that there are some hormonal things in the brain that affect our mood and affect those things. So melatonin and serotonin are the things we have to be mindful of. But to combat it, get outside. Even in the winter months, there's sunlight. Get out there. You can get a light, you know, these happy lights that you can sit in front of for about 30 to 45 minutes a day, and that'll help us. Some people might need medication, and sometimes just talk therapy. Going and talking to someone about why you're sad or what's happening can help you feel better.
And watch what you eat. 80% of serotonin is from your stomach, so
Absolutely.
It's really important what you put in there. Who usually gets sad?
So they found that mostly older adolescents and young adults get it. Women get it 4 times as much as men might get it. But we have to be careful because all of us have those winter blahs, but we do know that there is a geographical component. Some research found that people in New Hampshire are 7 times as likely to have it like someone in Florida. So
makes sense.
Makes good sense, right?
All right. Well, Dr. Jennifer Harstein, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. All right. Well, we know a lot of us have been suffering these brutally cold temperatures and dangerous snow and ice.
But we need to give you a heads up on another winter storm moving along the East Coast. Tom mentioned it, but we're going to break down who's going to see what, and there even could be thunderstorms with this thing as we head into the weekend.
Take a look live at New York City. We may be dealing with a real mess coming up this weekend.
Weather and Play brought to you by Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Get 5 quarts of Castrol conventional oil and a Purelator Classic filter for just $19.21. Or let the boys do it for you for the same price. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
And I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob. You're covered.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
When you feel good, no one is immune. With antioxidants, electrolytes, and B vitamins, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges, Emergency transforms more than just water. Emergency, let your awesome out.
Want to know a secret? I wasn't always a redhead. You'd never know it, though, because it's nice and easy.
Color so natural looking. It's Clairol's #1.
Authentic color that's always true to you. So shift a shade and still look like your most amazing you.
Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It earns you cash back now and cash back later, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Atlantic beats Florida.
Oh, love it.
Home of Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 47 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60. Winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Coming up next.
Good morning, everybody. It is 1/2 the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al.
And we are going to talk a lot this morning about the bitter cold impacting 24 states across the east and the threat for another weekend storm.
That's right, and we could be looking at a icy mix or rain on top of the snowpack for folks in Boston, which could cause big problems.
It's like you don't want the snow, you don't want the rain either, but the rain might actually help at least melt some snow.
Exactly, that's true. Well, let's get to the top 3 weather stories, everything you need to know. And we're starting off with one thing we can agree on. We've got record-breaking cold out there, and it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Look at these temperatures, and these are air temperatures, not wind chills. 15 in Raleigh, 1 in Buffalo, 40 in New Orleans, 18 below in Marquette, 7 below in Chicago. More snow in New England. It's coming to an end, but between Portland and Bangor, could see another 3 to 5 inches of snow. And then the storm Steph and I were just talking about, another big one that could bring a mess. I mean, we're talking heavy rain and thunderstorms to the south, an icy mix from the plains all the way into the Delmarva Peninsula, and then snow to the north of that.
Yet they're still cleaning up in places like Nashville from Octavia. So let's go live there to Maria LaRosa. And they don't have school in Nashville for the rest of the week. So, Maria, is it because it's so cold and we just don't have the clothing there? Or is it because of the ice that's on the roads, a mixture? Why exactly are we shut down?
Well, it's a bit of a mixture, but definitely for the cold. That made it the no-brainer decision to dismiss the kids for the rest of the week, and a lot of other districts have done the same because they don't want them standing out in this weather. They're just not as well equipped, and they've been below freezing Nashville since Saturday, so this is significant. Officially 6 degrees at the airport, 1 degree off of that record of 5 set back in the 50s. All right, let's talk about the roadways, because part of Nashville is the tourism, Music City, getting people on the move and taking in the sights and sounds. It has been difficult. Road crews have been working on those 12 on, 12 off shifts, trying to get those roads prepared. Yesterday's primary goal was to get those secondary roads in better shape using salt to melt the ice, because it is everywhere on those outlying areas. Again, the good news, though, those interstates are in good shape. The main streets in downtown are in good shape. But as you guys know, we've got more snow in the forecast as early as tomorrow. So more work for those crews ahead of them here in Nashville. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. And speaking of the snow, we had record snow in Atlanta yesterday. It was a trace, but it was still a record trace. Let's take you into some of the northern suburbs, and there it is coming on through. Obviously didn't cause too many problems. Our own meteorologist Mike Seidel capturing the snow and the wind here. Some places seeing a quick burst around 10 o'clock last night as well. So let's have a look at our temperatures in the south. Record-breaking cold here. Wind chill advisories. These, by the way, go all the way down to South Florida for tomorrow morning in Miami. We also have hard freeze warnings, and that is a lovely shade of pink. I don't know if I've ever seen that color. That must be new color for the freeze warning in Florida, and there's those wind chill advisories into Miami. So let's talk about the record-breaking cold. Listen, 59 degrees in Key West. Doesn't sound all that cold, but it is for this time of year. The 30s throughout the panhandle of Florida, and our highs today. Look at Key West. Almost 20 degrees below average. The same in Miami, 23 below average. Orlando up towards Jacksonville. And our lows are going to be record-setting into tomorrow. Look at Miami, where I will be live from the Food and Wine Festival. It's literally going to be practically freezing there. My gosh. Well, it's a cold morning here in the Northeast as well. And in fact, temperatures about 20 degrees below average here in New York City alone. The wind is also an issue. Could see winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour. That's right. You're going to be feeling, especially if you're taking the Staten Island ferry this morning. If you haven't done that, it is one of the great trips in New York City. Great way to see the city. Reagan Medji is at the port right now. Are you on the Staten Island side? Yeah, because look, there's Manhattan. One World Tower. Boom. Very cool.
I am. So you guys are probably over there just a little bit near Midtown, reporting live from our beautiful Manhattan. But yeah, we're on the Staten Island side. You know, the ferries are docked. They're going to be leaving at 6:20 ferry right now. They're going to be leaving shortly. And I know that we're going to hear a loud blast of a horn very momentarily. But if you swing the camera this way, we're going to look at the people coming onto the ferry. They're all doing the same thing, bundling up. It's going to be a very, very cold stretch of Arctic air once again. And, you know, taking the ferry to work isn't something everybody does every day if you think about it. I mean, luckily the ferry has an indoor place. So let's swing the camera back over this way. And I don't know if we could step over a little bit more so we can kind of show you the ferry. We're good. Okay, I'm getting a good sign here. Here's the ferry. We're trying to get on the ferry just to give you a better eye of what the ferry commuters do and how they feel. But if you look at it, that's all the inside area. Of course, there's a deck where you can walk outside, but I would bet with you that that's likely not going to be packed at all with any kind of people. But, you know, people are going to be, after they get off the ferry, they got to deal with the elements. So come back to me, cameraman, my friend, and they're going to have to hit the road and commute either to the train, walking, or running because it's so cold. Guys, back to you.
All right, Reagan, thank you so much. Well, we are looking at more snow for our friends in New England, especially Portland, Maine to Bath. We're talking a little more snow that's going to be hanging around for the next few hours, and then it will finally start to pull away. But it must feel like it has been snowing forever as we put our maps into motion. Moving into the afternoon hours, get a little rotation there, and finally out of here by early Friday morning, start to see some clearing, but not before you pick up another 3 to 5 inches in Portland. In between Portland and Bangor, could see 5 to 8 inches, and maybe a little bit more as you get into northern New England.
Okay, tomorrow morning we're going to see that cold air not only in the south and the Midwest, but also in the Northeast. Look at New York City, could break a record from 1950. Records could go down in D.C. from the late 1800s. Wow, you remember what that was like, don't you?
I do. I remember back then. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to show the Midwest forecast.
Okay, well,
did you want to
I wasn't sure you were kind of moving that way. I didn't know what we were doing.
I was just psyching you out.
Well, you did. You did a head fake, kind of.
All right, so here's a look as we go hour by hour in the Midwest. A little bit of snow, lake effect coming off. But it's going to be cold, Roker. I mean, single digits.
Look at that, Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Starting off this morning at 7 a.m., 1, and you'll end up around 7 p.m. at 1 degree. All right, so you know we're all done with this cold, freezing weather. So let's make some plans for spring and summer fun.
We are going to go outside the box and give you some interesting ideas for a weekend getaway. And if you're going to the beach, you might have to bring your winter coat, it seems like, even in Florida.
Yikes.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Bosch Icon wiper blades with ClearMax 365.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You gotta do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim. State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way. Nice.
Now get 10% off major appliances $3.99 and more at Lowe's.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
When heartburn comes creeping up on you, fight back with relief so smooth, it's fast. Tums Smoothie starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, buy 1 pair and get another free. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
Who wants pizza rolls? This game day, fun harder with Totino's Pizza Rolls and Blasted Crust Rolls.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 46 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunny, windy during the morning, high 60, winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, record low temperatures expected, low 37. Friday, partly cloudy, high 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour. Good morning, Detroit. Cold, cold, and more cold on the way. Highs only getting in the low single digits. Wind chills as low as negative 24.
Oh, gosh. Aside from the awesome music history of Detroit, the first mile of concrete paved roadway in the country, they claim, was constructed there in 1909. It makes sense, though, with all the cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know?
I love those Dodge Brother commercials.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Hey, look, right now, if the month ended today, it would be the 8th coldest February on record for Detroit.
Yeah, the record coldest February, 12.2 degrees back in 1875.
Oh, man. Okay, let's look at temperatures right now around the Midwest. And look at all that pink and purple, 25 below in International Falls.
I always say it looks like Pepto-Bismol, and you only take Pepto-Bismol when something's really wrong with your belly, which is always unpleasant. So
and
that's unpleasant.
Look at the warm-up, if you will. It gets up to 3 in Minneapolis by 8 o'clock this evening. Oh, that is going to be rough. Well, on today's best weather destinations, I want to get your mind off that. We're going to head to Savannah, Georgia.
Joining us with the best weekend getaways that might have you thinking warmth is Jackie Gifford with Travel and Leisure. Good morning. I feel like all these warm places, though, unfortunately, this weekend are on the colder side, but everything's relative, I suppose.
All relative. I mean, it's not New York City weather, so.
Yeah.
So Georgia's famed Golden Isles, Jekyll Island. This thing is about 90 minutes from Savannah.
Yes, 90 minutes from Savannah. So again, it's one of the classic Golden Islands. It's in between Jacksonville and Savannah. And in the early 1900s, this is where sort of America's elite families would go. They built a private club, the Rockefellers, the Adams, the Morgans. And today you've got 10 miles of beaches to explore, 20 miles of bike trails, golf, tennis. You can go canoeing, obviously visit the beaches. 35% of the land is developed and the rest is protected. So it's really got that pristine wilderness. And then, of course, the Jekyll Island Club Hotel. Right now they're offering a winter getaway special, $179 a night. Wow. This was actually the original clubhouse for these families. And when you go and stay, you can go and do afternoon tea, canoeing, go on a dolphin cruise, lots to do in the area.
Okay, let's go island hopping and go to Amelia Island, about 2-hour drive from Savannah, 18-mile-long barrier island, once a booming seaport.
Yes, exactly. And so it's interesting, Amelia Island changed flags 8 times, and pirates used to go here. So
that's cool.
They have a 52 square block, exactly, 52 square block historic district called Fernandina Beach. And then the Fairbanks House, it's an 1885 Italianate villa. You can stay here for $185 a night. It's in the historic district. They offer complimentary bikes, so you can head down to the beach. Also, right on site, they've got a pool. They also have a garden filled with those moss-draped live oaks, palm trees, and breakfast is included. You don't want to miss their cinnamon orange pecan French toast.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Sounds good right now.
If you're an avid fisherman, you say head on to Lake Oconee?
Lake Oconee, so this is about it's a 3-hour drive, and actually from Atlanta, it's about 75 miles away. And in the winter months, you can actually still go fishing. They're known for their striped bass, so you can go out. Also, you can do canoeing. They've got golf in the area, 5 courses right on site. This is at the Ritz-Carlton Lodge, Reynolds Plantation, $289 a night. A lot of people might know this hotel because Carrie Underwood got married there, and it was just recently renovated, so all the 251 rooms are modern.
Around there too, or something? A winery?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, sure, I guess.
I feel like north of Atlanta, a couple hours, there's a couple wineries around that way.
Every state has wine, so
like
you know, at this point, it's true.
Boom. Jackie Gifford, thanks so much. Some great ideas.
Thanks, guys.
Really appreciate it. All right, let's head down to Atlanta and find out what's going on. Sam, and you got, of course, Jen and Jim, all in the AMHQ clubhouse this morning.
Everybody's back in the house, Al. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Al. Yeah, and Steph, you were right on it. We were talking about all those warm places that travel folks are normally sending you to get out of the cold air. Guess what? They're not warm right now. We've got those wind chill advisories all the way down into South Florida this morning. Chicago facing, by the way, their coldest February since 1875. And when you see the entire state of Kentucky at 0 or below 0 this morning, this is some brutally cold air. Now, of course, the West is completely out of it, so we'll talk talk about that. We're going to show you some incredible ways to get rid of the ice, to make sure that you're worried about that your roads are safe, whether you're traveling on the water, traveling on the roads this morning. You know, a lot of people use those ferries. You've been showing Reagan Medji this morning. You're looking at pictures out of Boston right now. So everybody's working as hard as they can to get rid of this ice, and even the black ice on the roads. We'll take you on the journey this morning on AMHQ. Al, Steph?
All right, thanks so much, Sam. We'll see you coming up in just a little bit. We're going to see everything possible but the kitchen sink with this next storm.
That is true from the plains, the Midwest, the South, and the Northeast. It's all after your local news.
Hey, neighbor. Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag, as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Dave, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta take a sick day tomorrow.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take NyQuil. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
My mom had threatened for years that if I didn't find a good girl and settle down, that she was gonna take out a billboard. So thank you, eHarmony, help me find my wife without a billboard.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
Time is moving at the speed of light. The engine's cold, the fire's bright. It's miles and miles to go tonight. Hold on tight. There will always come a time. You probably thought I lost my mind. A dreamer search for something true. What to do? There's miles and miles to go tonight. Hold on tight. Hold on tight.
So we got like...
At school, they talked about the digital divide, the gap between people who can access the internet and those who can't, the haves and the have-nots. Well, today, my family becomes one of the haves.
Internet Essentials from Comcast offers low-cost computers and internet to lower-income families. It's part of our commitment to making sure that no one gets left behind in the communities we serve.
Now that we're online, anything is possible.
Comcast, connecting our communities.
We spend much of the day on our feet. Why not do it comfortably? Come to Noble Shoes and discover a huge variety of shoes and immerse yourself in a new level of comfort. We carry the best names in comfort footwear in the world. Wherever your day takes you, we have the right shoe for you. Noble Shoes, North Lake Boulevard and Military Trail in Palm Beach Gardens.
493 or go to getflexshot.com. That's 1-800-710-5493. Order now.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 46 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunny with gusty winds. High 60. Winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Record low temperatures expected. Low 37. Friday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just Just about 50 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Tomorrow morning on the program, I'm going to be live from Miami for the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, but they may break a record in Miami. So I may be there tomorrow morning for a record-setting morning in Miami. My gosh. I mean, Tom, this is crazy stuff. I finally got a break. I'm going to Miami, and it's going to be freezing, literally.
It's all relative, Al. I guess it'll be cold, but I'll take that cold in Miami versus what they've got up north. And speaking of a cold, we actually can see the temperatures of the surface of the Earth by using an infrared sensor on our weather satellites. And this is what I've got right now on this image here. And what we're actually seeing are the temperatures of the surface of the Earth here. And this is actually the snow cover that we're seeing here right now. Because if you take a look at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this just about where it is now. We're going to blend the snow cover over that, and you can see the snow cover right here. This is keeping the temperature very, very cold across places like Lexington into places like Nashville as well, and that is pretty much going to be scoured out in the next next 24 to 36 hours here. Watch what happens with our jet stream here coming out of a northwest direction going into Friday morning. As we go into the weekend here, this next system works its way south here, just down along the Rocky Mountains here, bringing cold air into this part of the nation. But what it does is it actually shifts the jet stream to come more out of a west-southwest direction here. That's going to allow warm, moist air to work its way up across places like the Tennessee Valley. Here's the setup right here. So that cold air retreats up into New England, and here comes this slug of warm, moist air out of the Gulf of Mexico in advance of this next low-pressure system, works its way all the way up into the Tennessee and Ohio valleys as we get into Saturday, and then into Sunday, right up along the East Coast here, as far north as places like possibly New York City and close to Boston. As a result, we start out with freezing rain and a wintry mix here tomorrow morning in places like Little Rock going up to Nashville. But as we get into Saturday, take a look at how this warm weather works its way all the way into almost into the Ohio Valley right here. Then finally on Sunday, the wintry mix right here in this narrow band, but rain all the way up toward New York City in that warmer air. There's enough cold air and snow cover up here in New England that I should expect that to remain an all snow event there. But look at the wild ride here from 18 degrees today to 47 in Nashville on Saturday before we swing back to 32 degrees as we get into the beginning of next week. We'll keep you updated, Steph, on this next storm system. Still have to work out the details with it. I'll send it back to you.
All right, time to get you up to date on what else we're going to see with this big winter storm. The potential for stronger thunderstorms on the south side of it. We'll give it to you after a look on the 8th. Whoa, that was a good lightning strike right there.
Photos are great for capturing your world. And now they can transform it. With the new Angie's List app, you can get projects done in a snap. Take a photo of your project or just tell us what you need done, and Angie's List will find a top-rated provider to do the job. The Angie's List app is the simple, new way to get work done on your schedule.
The app makes it easy. The power of Angie's List makes it work. Call, click, or download the app for free today.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess? Ooh, I want to ride the monorail. Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And now you'll save up to 25% off a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick. I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now during the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans in stock the longest.
Sometimes at last doesn't happen at first.
Your dad just kissed my mom.
Turning two worlds into one takes love. Helping protect that world takes State Farm.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Lindsay.
And today is day number 1
of our
Hydroxycut transformation.
Because we're going all the way. I lost 32 pounds.
And I lost 44 pounds.
Hydroxycut, it really works.
Hydroxycut is America's #1 selling weight loss supplement brand.
Lose weight your way.
Mix and match gummies, tablets, and drink mix.
Hydroxycut got us off the couch and playing with the kids.
Can't catch them all the time.
Speak for yourself.
Lose weight your way.
Weather invention. Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency. Oh my God!
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Heavy snow is bringing down a large part of a roof on a shopping center in Sutton, Massachusetts. It started with the telltale signs. A woman noticed cracking and creaking noises coming from the ceiling. Police and firefighters got everyone out just in time. That is a pretty huge area of snow that caved in. One of more than 80 roof collapses across Massachusetts this winter. Terrible. Coast Guard ice cutter Pennant is back on the job in Boston Harbor this morning. The boat sprang a leak earlier this week. It's critical that ships filled with heating oil reach the port during these weeks of record cold in Boston. So the Pennant's leak couldn't have come at a worse time. The Coast Guard officials say he hasn't seen a harbor so iced over in 10 years. Looks like he's cruising right along with no problem in that, right? Just plowing through that ice. That looks like all the hard stuff had already been broken away. All right, let's have a look at your region by region, hour by hour. Hey, Chicago, 33 at average with a little bit of snow coming in here for the weekend, but unfortunately, we're going to see another cold shot of air as we head into our Sunday. So watch our temperatures drop. We go from the 30s back to the teens. And this is a story really through the Midwest, the South, the Northeast, and the South. We're going to see temperatures mild, and then we get another cold shot of air. Mild, cold shot of air. So Saturday in the South, ahead of our system, a more southerly flow, so we have those mild temperatures returning. 60s and also the 70s. And then as we head into our Sunday, look at Memphis. That's a little taste of what's to come. Another shot of cold air. By the way, we could have that frozen stuff in the South. Once we get through this system, our next one could bring snow and ice to the South again. Now into the Northeast, our temperatures are going to just blow your mind. 30s, even the 40s into New York as we head into our Sunday, 45 degrees. And it looks like it's going to be rain and maybe some ice. Boston, you're going to be right on that line. But behind this, we're going to get that colder air coming back in. A quick look at the South Central region. Again, look at our temperatures on Saturday. Oklahoma City, 53. Dallas on 70. Our system goes through. What comes in behind it? That colder air dropping to the 30s and the 40s here. All right, that does it for me. Al's going to finish out the show and wrap it up. Roker.
Steph, thank you so much. That does it for this edition of Wake Up with Al. Coming up in just about a minute, we've got our pals at AMHQ, Sam Champion, Jim Cantori, and Jennifer Delgado, all together as one cute little group of meteorology cuties all in the studio. It'll be so much fun. We will see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. They're so cute.
A wind chill advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 46 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunny with gusty winds. High 60. Winds northwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Record low temperatures expected. Low 37. Friday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 66. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Boy, that's your local weather on the 8th, but we have to talk this morning. Our amazing Thursday begins with some record-shattering cold air, but we're not talking about daily records. We're talking about 100-year records that are crashing, records that have stood for more than 100 years. This morning, coming down. Wind chill advisories, freeze warnings covering 121 million of us from Minnesota to Maine. Guess what? If you're thinking about getting out of it in Miami, you don't. Frigid temperatures making school districts closed. They're shut down in Chicago, shut down in Pittsburgh. No school in Nashville this morning because of the cold air. Districts up and down the East Coast are calling off all outdoor activities today, so make sure you get caught up on your town. In Boston, trains and buses, well, you're not back up to normal yet. You've got 2 lines that are running, but we've got 70 roofs collapsed already. That's the story. We've got more rain moving in by the weekend, and that could make that snowpack even heavier. This is going to be a big story. It's about to get worse. Hey, don't even think about headed to Florida. As we told you, that Arctic air this morning all the way into Miami, waking up with temperatures in the 50s this morning. There's a wind chill advisory later today. Jim, I got to tell you, when we hear things like 1875, those records are crashing from there.
You'd hate to be in South Florida this morning.
Yeah.
58 the high for Miami today. That's it. That's it. Record lows all over the place. Look at Paducah, 0. 1 was their record. That's gone. Greensboro, 10. 12 was their record. That one's gone. Close in Nashville and Atlanta, obviously, as we're still just above the record there. Nashville, you still got a chance to break it. But what a wild ride Nashville is going to go on. They're going to get into sleet, freezing rain, and probably thunderstorms within 24 hours starting tomorrow.
So wait a minute. So places like Nashville,
yes.
But it's also Little Rock, it's other places, are going
Little
from
Rock, Memphis,
ice,
Nashville, yes.
Going from ice to thunderstorms in less than 24 hours.
That's what
All right, we've got a lot to tell you this morning, and our team, of course, is covering the Arctic blast, and it really is a Siberian Express. Anaridis Rodriguez in Centennial Park this morning in Atlanta. Maria LaRosa in Nashville this morning, where we've got lots of stories to talk about. Chris Warren in Boston. Temperatures are dropping by the hour. Let's check in with them a little bit later. But first, Jen, let's get this story about this plunging Siberian air.
Yeah, and this air, as you just said, some of the coldest in some of these spots in more than 100 years. Yes, good morning to you. Big picture is full today as we show you. We are going to be talking about the cold air as well as the snow out there and the next big storm system. You see all the action over towards the west. That's where we're going to be looking at. Now we talk about the Northeast and New England. Well, for you today, we have this meso-low. It's going to be developing off the coast, and that's going to be enhancing that snowfall for areas like Maine. You could be picking up about 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. Yeah, you already know you're bitter cold, so that's the snow. Now we talk about the other story, the bitter cold. Some of these areas, the coldest air they've seen in more than 100 years, and most, we're talking 20 years, but you know what's happening there. When you add in the wind chill out there, it's absolutely brutal. And then the third story, our next big storm system. We have the cold air in place. This is going to develop Friday as well as into Sunday. We've got all that moisture coming in at the same time, just kind of overrunning that cold air. This is going to allow for snow, ice, that mixed bag, and that cold air be in place. And certainly this is the last thing the folks in the Northeast want to hear about the potential of some rain working in their area.
This is exactly what Jim was talking about. That moisture getting into that cold air right there, going to cause problems this weekend. Big strip of ice in a lot of locations. Atlanta this morning, you're waking up to those wind chills in the single digits as well. Anaridis Rodriguez is out in Atlanta this morning with everything we know this morning about this cold air. And Anaridis, NBC News saying at least 7 deaths nationwide because of hypothermia or car accidents blamed on this cold air.
Sam, this is brutal. This is dangerous cold. It is colder here in Atlanta than some of the coldest places on this planet. Put this into perspective. In Moscow, Russia, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the ambient temperature is at the freezing mark. Here in Atlanta, my Weather Channel app tells me that it's 15 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like 1 degree. We are 2 degrees shy from breaking a record low that was set back in 1958. This is why we have a wind chill advisory in effect until 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we are officially into the 12th hour of below freezing temperatures. We're coming at you live from beautiful Centennial Olympic Park. And if we could just do a quick pan to the flags and show you, this is a good indicator of how windy it is outside. The wind's coming in from the northwest at 12 miles per hour. So it's windy, it's cold, and we have low dew points, which means that you need to be really bundled up because this could cause your skin to crack if you're not covered up. What we know now is that this brutal cold is taking over the eastern half of the country. We have public schools shut down in a number of states. Chicago, Louisville, Nashville, Pittsburgh, and Richmond not holding classes today. Here in Georgia, 12 school systems are closed. 3 of them are open, but they're operating on a 2-hour delay. In Atlanta, schools are open, and in Cobb County, but they're canceling all outdoor activities after school. And Sam, just to give you another perspective of just how much cold air is in place, we have wind chill advisories in place from the Canadian border all the way down to the Everglades. We're just 1 county away from Miami.
Yeah, and Miami's going to say it doesn't make that much difference because it feels cold this morning. All right, Anna Rittis, thank you for giving us the update on every stat that was involved in that. Hey, let's go to Nashville this morning. And Maria, we'll start with you. I'm just getting some information out this morning that Kentucky, the entire state of Kentucky, has temperatures at 0 or 10 below. That's just a little bit north of where you are this morning, and you've got cold air too.
Oh, we certainly do. We are still sitting at 6 degrees, 1 degree shy of tying that record low of 5 degrees. We're here in front of the Nashville Symphony. You see the frozen fountain. It's still flowing, a lot like businesses here in Nashville. Still flowing. It's a lot slower because of the ice. Prepping all day yesterday, the road crews once again putting out that salt, focusing on those secondary roadways, because the good news is those interstates still in good shape. The secondary roads, neighborhoods, people stuck because they are encased in ice still days after the storm. And then you have the next concern because of the cold, the plumbing. We were walking around with a plumber yesterday, and he's been very busy, hoping that he's not any busier today with bursting pipes. A few tips, of course: know where to shut off your water valve. Know that now before it happens. And a lot of times it's where the main water comes into the house. But Sam, unfortunately, we also have an update on the storm-related and weather-related deaths. 2 deaths now from hypothermia, unfortunately. Homeless men. They do have shelters open citywide today, including the library and farmers market. And again, a good reason why the kids are off today and tomorrow because of this intense cold. Back to you.
You just don't want kids standing out there in this kind of cold air. Maria, thank you. Make sure you get warm in the meantime, too, before we come back to you in Nashville. Jim, when we're talking about these numbers, they're falling all the way through the country.
Yeah, right down. A big trough here, as we talked about. Yeah, I can't even draw it on the map.
Yeah, because it goes all the way down to the south.
It just goes all the way down to Florida. Yep. But what's really cool is to look at the infrared satellite picture and see what is probably 20 to 40 degree below zero air, big time. But even down in Kentucky, these are colors, Sam, that you usually see when you have high clouds moving in.
Yeah.
All right. So they're up there around 20, 30,000
It should be clouds, but it's not showing clouds.
It's not clouds at all. Those are completely clear skies right there, and that is basically picking up the surface air and giving it a color. And look at how that matches up with the snowpack, all right? Especially over Kentucky. We know it's pretty deep there, so they dropped, as we mentioned, into the single digits and even below zero. So temperatures now, they're 7 below in Lexington. Charlotte, the beautiful Queen City of Charlotte, 13. Yep, 13. We know Atlanta's sitting at 16, so pretty cold. Not quite record-setting yet, but wind chills just unbearable this morning, and that's why they're obviously keeping some kids at home. I'm kind of wondering, though, if we're making wimps out of these kids. You know what? When we were going to school, get your butt out the door and get to school.
It's funny because my mom reminded me of the snowstorm of '79, in the D.C. area, when I was in school. But still, I think no, Jim. I think we got to bundle them up, keep them inside. Right. I think it's too tough because a lot of these kids are having to wait for school buses this morning, and I just don't think it's right to have them standing out there for 30, 40 minutes waiting for buses. Well, so for road conditions there. So, but these are the numbers. Record